on June 21st or June 22nd, depending on where you live in the world, we have a beautiful full moon. And this is going to highlight the vibrations of the 8 and the 9. So let's break them down individually because they actually, when we put them together, they have a really great effect on one another. So the 8 is really asking us to become the authority in some area of our life, to become the expert, to really tap into our own desires, our own truth, our own innate gifts, and to really focus our energy towards that so that we can build on that, to see where it is that we have some greater vision for what we want to create in life, whether it's a healthier, stronger relationship, whether it's a true creative project, no matter what it is. This week or this full moon is going to ask us to take a closer look at what that is that we want to build. And where is it within that process that we are the expert or we are the authority over what it is that we want to create? And where is it that we have limitations that we need to recognize so that we can overcome those limitations or at least work with them in the most beneficial way? So it's really going to ask us to get serious about what it is that we want, what it is that we want to be create, and where is it that we have strengths in that area, and where is it that we might need to, again, call in the reinforcements, get some assistance, ask for help. Recognizing that no matter what success, whether it's in a relationship or our career or in life in general, no matter what the success is, we didn't get to that successful place alone. We always have some kind of help or assistance. Sometimes it's very recognizable and sometimes it's not. But the 8 asks us to, focus on what it is that greater vision that we want to create and get started, to take the risk. 8 energy is a risk-taking type of energy. And a lot of times with 8 energy, we kind of see these peaks and these valleys and peaks and valleys, peaks and valleys. And it's to help us to strive to get to those peaks, but to find the wisdom and to learn how to move through the valleys, because it's through the challenges and the valleys that we learn the most about ourselves, that we extract the most wisdom that we need for the journey ahead. So this 8 energy is asking us to not only get serious about what it is that we want to create and to figure that out, but it's also asking us to find greater ways to step into our own power and not let the external sort of define our worth or define our success. So we could be asked to kind of take a closer look at our mindset when it comes to our relationship to power, our relationship to money, to status, influence, etc. Do we allow those sort of tools to define who we are? If we do, then it can kind of influence the amount of confidence that we have, the worthiness that we have, etc. But really at the heart of the 8, it's trying to get in deeper to what we already innately know about ourselves, what we already have that's a gift that we're meant to share in this lifetime. And the true gauge of that success is going to be how much emphasis we put into that and how much we really nurture that innate gift or those innate gifts, and sort of how we respect and see each other as equals as opposed to a hierarchy or something along those lines. The other aspect of the 8 that's really important because it ties in really beautifully with the 9 is that there is always meant to be strong integrity behind the 8. So in other words, if we were to reach some kind of success through our efforts or through sharing our gifts, then the 8 asks us, okay, great job. Now, what are you going to do with that success? How are you going to share it? How are you going to help to sort of create opportunities for others so that they can share in that success, right? So that they can focus their energy on what their talents are and to help build that. So it's not a one person kind of street. It's not a one-way street. The 8 energy says you can have all the abundance, you can have all the success that you want, and you can create that. But once you create it, what are you going to do with it? What are you going to create with it? What doors are you going to open with that energy? Which shifts us to the 9 energy. And the 9 energy is all about the humanitarian, right? It's not about sacrifice, but it's about empowering, uplifting, inspiring others to help open doors for others, to help to give others opportunities that maybe we have access to that they don't. And so really the 8 and the 9 together says, what can we create together? What can we work towards together to build a better world for all? So really, though the focus might be on, or the energy might be pushing us towards seeing what it is that we're good at, what we want to put our energy into, there is this additional layer that says it's not meant to be solely self-serving. We're meant to sort of share our gifts, and, when we achieve success or abundance, we're meant to do something more with it. We're meant to step into a purpose greater than self, which is the vibration of the 9. The 9 is always asking us to find ways to step into a purpose greater than self, which we are also a part of. So in other words, our actions, our contributions, our energy has a knockoff effect on others, right? It has an influence in others' experiences. And so the 9 says, whatever it is that we're building, find ways so that it's not only a resource for self, but it's also a resource for others, and take others into consideration, right? That vibration of the 9 is all about the all, and how can I not only serve self, but also serve everyone else that my energy is also a part of that universal circle, etc. So there's a lot here that says, get serious about what it is that you want to build, but also pay really close attention to the effect that will have not only on self, but also on others. And let that sort of be a driving force behind whatever it is that we choose to build, whatever it is that greater vision is, to take into consideration not only self and self desires, but also others' needs, and how whatever it is that we're creating or building serves not only self, but others as well. So I think that we could see that coming in under this full moon, not only to build what we want, but to build what we want, and then make sure that there's a component to that also helps others in some way as well. And that's where we're going to get the most gratification. That's where we're going to get the most satisfaction from whatever it is that we're creating. And that's what the 8 and the 9 are always trying to remind us, that it's not about gaining a tremendous amount of power if we're not going to do anything with that power, gaining a tremendous amount of influence if we're not going to do anything that serves more than just self with that influence. Otherwise, it's just serving the ego and serving something that's an illusion. So very powerful, beautiful energies under this full moon. You could feel this sort of drive or push to, again, go back to school or become a mentoree and get a mentor to help you to really fine tune whatever it is that you want to share or contribute in the world. But you'll likely also feel this push to check in with yourself and come back to your why, to make sure that your why encompasses more than just self. So what is the purpose that you're trying to serve with whatever it is that you're creating or contributing towards? So very existential, but also very spiritual energies this week that we're going to be under this full moon that we're going to be working with. Just keep coming back to your why. Just make sure that your why has integrity, and you'll satisfy both the 8 and the 9 during this illumination. And it's a full moon, so there's something that might be coming to culmination at this time. And that's another component of the 9. The 9 moves in cycles, is very cyclical. So there could be some things with this 9 energy that is removing something that's not working, or removing a belief system or something that we're contributing towards that's not working, or that's not serving us in our higher alignment, or that's not serving a greater good. We could see that fall away at this time, and there could be a little bit of a void there until the new comes in. But I would say if something falls away, especially at this full moon or in the couple of weeks that follow, let it go, let it be released. Move through anything that comes up for you around that releasing. But if it's being removed under a 9 influence, it needs to be removed. And it's just we didn't have the courage to remove it, or we don't want to remove it. But the 9 comes in and says it's got to go so that we can step more into alignment of the direction we want to be moving in. Big energies this week. Very powerful energies, but they both take strength, inner strength. So keep going, keep moving towards your goals, your dreams, but just make sure that those goals and dreams incorporate more than just self. I hope it's a great full moon. Take care, everyone. Bye for now.